I'm back, guys. I've survived a 3 day trip in London, and really, I have been in a war zone. That's an understatement. I lived in Edinburgh for over 2 years now, and I thought why a trip to London would be fun, it would be a fairy tale like movies and everything, but it wasn't. It was a daylight robbery that happened to me for 27 hours straight. So today I am going to explain why London is a giant human trap and why Edinburgh is place for the people with beauty and brains. So please guys, if you love your money and if you love your lungs, listen up to this one. We need to talk about the movies. Bollywood and Hollywood have lied to us for decades. I grew up watching movies like Namaste London, Jab Tak Hai Jaan. In all those movies, London looks like a dream. Katrina Kaif walking on the clean streets. Somewhere in the background, Shah Rukh Khan is playing the guitar in the London, and the sun is always shining. The reality? In Namaste London, they made the city look so much romantic. In real life, if you try to be romantic on a London bridge, some guy on an electric scooter will come and hit you right in your face and will tell you to get out of the way. In Jab Tak Hai Jaan, it looks peaceful. In reality, London is the loudest place on earth. Movies don't show us the trash on the street, the smell of the bins. They show you a fairy tale, but when you arrive, it's a nightmare. Edinburgh doesn't need a fancy camera angle to look good. London needs 100% CGI budget just to look okay. And that's not even an understatement. Now, let's start with the tube. In London, we call the subway the tube. It's a great name because it's a giant metal tube where you slow cook the humans. I spent 40% of my trip underground, breathing in a black dust, staring at people who look like they wanted to end it all at once. Every time you swipe your card, it's £3, £4 getting vanished. For what? To be squashed against a window? In Edinburgh, I walk. My commute cost me £0. Sure, my legs hurt at the end of the day, but let's say Edinburgh is a giant staircase, but at least I don't have a stranger's sweat on my jacket or near my nose. In London, you pay the privilege of being miserable. In Edinburgh, the misery comes free, but with a view of castle. Which one would you choose? Edinburgh or London? The Pret apocalypse. We need to talk about Pret a Manger. I think London is basically owned by Pret. There is Pret at every 10 meters. It's like a glitch in a matrix. I saw Pret, then I saw another Pret, then I saw a Pret inside a Pret. And I am not even joking about it. It's the most boring food on earth. Cold sandwiches that taste like the plastic they are being wrapped in. Why is in London everyone's so obsessed with this? I have no idea. It's because they don't have real time to eat real food, because they are too busy working for the 2,000 a month pound apartment. I mean, that is also in a basement. In Edinburgh, we have bakeries, we have a character, we have food that's not been sitting for 3 days on a shelf fridge. London has been conquered by a sandwich shop and no one is fighting back. I don't know why. Next phase is the rain. It rained. Of course, it's raining all the time. It's the UK. But in London, the rain was greasy. So I decided to take a cab. I only needed to go to 1 mile just for my hotel. It was just 1 mile if I'm not wrong. I watched the little meter go in the car faster than my heart rate. And I'm not even joking. By the time the cab driver dropped me off, I owed him enough money to buy a separate small car for myself. In Edinburgh, car is a normal thing, You can, if you are tired, if you don't want to walk, if you want from one place to another, you can book a cab. But in London, cab is a luxury, I realized, for the billionaires and the people who have already given up on their life. I could have crawled that mile in a mud and saved enough money to retire. scam. Never again booking cabs in London. Never. Next is the posh fake vibes versus the real history. So I believe London tries too hard to look rich and cool. It's all glass buildings and people wearing suits that cost more than my life. But if you look closely, the glass is dirty and people are crying inside the glass. It's a fake city built for Instagram. Edinburgh is real. Our buildings are black because they have seen 500 years of plagues and wars. It's gothic, it's dark, it's beautiful, inspired for Harry Potter vibes and so on. London looks like it's been built by a child who had too many Legos with a bad attitude, and I'm not even joking. When I walk down the Royal Mile in Edinburgh, I feel like I'm in a movie. When I walk down a street in London at the same time, I felt like I'm in a commercial for a bank that I hate. Like, you walk down the street and there's trash everywhere. Nightlife and safety, the darker side. At night, London feels like a survival horror game. You go out either alone or with your friends. You spend around like 20 to 25 pounds on a gin and tonic that is 90% of ice, and then you try to find a way home while avoiding the chaos that has been outside. It's loud, it's aggressive, and it's exhausting. In Edinburgh, I can walk home at 2 a.m. to the work or coming back from the work, and the only thing I need to be scared is if a seagull will come and steal my chips that I'm eating. It's quiet, it's peaceful. But in London, it never sleeps because it's too anxious about its rent. Edinburgh sleeps like a baby because it knows it's a better city. Like, I can guarantee it, it's a far way better city. Yeah, we do have our, own things that obviously we are not like as big city as a London, but we are safer and much safer than London. Is the cost of living or dying. Let's be honest, you don't live in London, you function in London. You spend all your money on tube, on bread sandwiches, and on the tiny rooms that too are in basement. I saw a salad for 18 pounds and I'm not even joking, it's for only leaves. I could have bought whole grocery for 2 weeks in Edinburgh for that pounds. While living in Edinburgh for 2 years have ruined me for London, I have realized that I like having money in my account and in my hand, and I like seeing the hills. I like being not the part of 9 million person panic attack, and at the same time, London is a place you go to realize how much you love your actual home, how much I love Edinburgh as a person or as a person he has made me. The conclusion. Edinburgh, home sweet home. So my 3-day trip is over. I am back in the land of haggis and hills, and London is great, but I don't like being broke and breathing fumes. But for me, it will always be Edinburgh over London, and I will take Edinburgh's wind and the grumpy locals all day, any day. So if you live in London, I feel sorry for you. And if you live in Edinburgh, give a tourist a fake direction today just for fun. Thanks for watching my rant between how I survived 3 days in 3 days in London and I have survived 2 years in Edinburgh. And also, if you think that London is a scam, do subscribe. I'm going to go buy a coffee now that is cost less than my house. Bye now.